warn you. And now you're seeing it happen and you're surprised. You can't be surprised because this is what lots and lots and lots of people have been trying to warn you about.
And it's way worse than you think.
Yeah. It's not just Kamala Harris doing rogue actions in the White House. Like, this is an actual communist insurgency, subversion of the United States of America that's been going on for a long time. All right? Why do you think they started creating participation trophy culture? Why do you think that? I'll tell you why. Because they want the kids to not be competitive on purpose. Why do you think they're teaching in school gender studies instead of how to be great at architecture or all these other professions that we actually need? Yeah. No, these people are coming out of high school completely unprepared for the real world. They don't understand competition because they removed competition from their upbringing. They pass these kids along grade through grade through grade through grade. They remove gifted programs because not all the kids are gifted. Then they introduce things like cancel culture so that, like, if you speak out against the narrative, you lose your business or you get, and by the way, you guys that participate in that shit, you're part of the problem. You don't even know it.
On any side.
Yes. Yeah. You don't even know it. You're preventing the best and brightest in the world from actually helping. You guys on one hand say, why isn't anybody saying anything? And then the first time someone says something you don't like, you try to ruin their lives because they created this culture for you to follow and you fell for it. Then they have silent majority. Oh, it's noble to keep your opinions to yourself. What were we taught growing up? Oh, we were taught, don't talk about politics, don't talk about money. Why do you think that is? They don't want you to talk about how little money you have and how they're fucking us over. They don't want you to talk about how tyrannical these people are and what they're doing to society. They want it to be under the cover. Why do you think they created political correctness? Okay, you got to say this thing to not to offend that because they want to eliminate factual truth. They call everything racist, everything misogynist, everything has an ist or an ism, and that prevents us from having the truth be an option for our civilization. And this has all been going on for decades. So this is not new. This is not Kamala and Biden are crazy. They are. This is an organized subversion that's been going on for decades. And people cannot wrap their mind around it. If you were going to have a strong civilization, what would you teach your kids? Would you teach your kids gender studies, or would you teach your kids all the useful skills they need and personal finance skills and how to win and how to defend themselves and how to be fit? Wouldn't you teach them that if we were trying to build the greatest country ever? If we were trying to come up with the best ideas in this country ever, would we shame people for having an opinion? No. Would we welcome opinions and say, hey, that's his opinion. I get it. It is what it is. I don't agree with it. Let's have a discussion. That's what would happen in a healthy civilization. But like Hillary Clinton said, they control everything and they are losing control because of the internet. All right. So if you guys are upset and you're pissed off and you're angry, the first thing you have to realize is this is not 1 or 2 or 10 people. This is a group of people worldwide that starts with the World Economic Forum that is intentionally conditioning the world to be a one world government that is a communist style government. And the destruction and the demoralization that's happening here in America is positioning America to fit right in like a good little country, third world, like everybody else, and us take what we get. The America dream is fucking over if Kamala Harris stays in power. That's it. You will not just be poor. A lot of you people will be killed. A lot of you people will starve to death. That is what happens in communism. If you think I'm being an alarmist, go study it. It's killed more motherfucking people than any war, than any plague, than fucking anything. Okay? And this is what happens over and over and over again. They inch and they inch and they inch and they inch, and then eventually the mask comes off and we see what's going on. And I'm telling you right now, the mask is about to come off, and we're going to have a decision to make as Americans. Are we going to continue to be America, or are we going to be a world a globalist country that's based on communism where everybody's poor, everybody's sick, everybody's starving, everybody's dependent on the government? What are we going to choose? Because being quiet and keeping your opinions to yourself and not taking any action whatsoever to improve yourself or improve your community or tell the truth is a surefire way for you to fuck yourself out of the entire rest of your life.
Yeah, dude, I think to me that's the most, like, that might be the hardest thing for people to comprehend, and the only way I've been able to explain and talk about it with friends of mine when we talk about this shit, man. It's like they've played the long game the entire time.
Yes,
and it reminds me of the story with the two guys that are tasked with cutting down the tree. Right, like you got 5 hours to cut the tree. One guy just starts swinging. The other guy spends the first 4 hours sharpening his fucking axe.
Yeah, and
these people have been sharpening the axe for the last 20, 30 fucking years.
Yeah, it's 100 years.
And now
it happened over it happened
1913.
It happened in 1913 with the formation of the Federal Reserve. That's when it all started.
Yeah, but they've been spending those last 100 years sharpening their axe.
And everybody who's resisted that world government ideology, the globalist ideology, the communist ideology, little by little, has been made to be the most awful human on the fucking planet when they've decided to create their own currency and look after their own country, okay? Including our own fucking president, John F. Kennedy. Why do you think he was assassinated? Mm-hmm. He wasn't assassinated because they just didn't like him. He was against all of this shit they've been trying to do for the last 100 years.
Yeah. So I mean, you spend that much time sharpening that axe. That axe is very, very sharp, and they're going to make sure that when they start swinging, it lands. Yeah, and that's what they're preparing for, man.
The difference is, the difference is we have guns. That's the difference. None of these other places that were ever genocided or had mass casualty, operations.
They had no way of protecting themselves.
No, they got the guns confiscated from them first, and that is why these people are so hot on taking the guns, especially the assault weapons. Okay, that's what the play
is. The truth is we don't have assault weapons.
It has nothing to do with hunting. It has nothing to do with anything. The Second Amendment is so that we can defend ourselves against a tyrannical government, which is exactly what we have right now.
Yeah.